Hello and welcome to Mythic Kormrok. This is typically the third boss encounter in Hellfire Citadel. During this encounter you will have to deal with grasping hands, a special tank hand, explosive runes and an exploding tank, multicolored waves with a tank swat, as well as a pounding identical to Iron Reaver's pounding. My raid chose to do hands, runes, then waves in that order. You might choose a different order, but any order you choose will have the same basic mechanics. You'll want your raid to use large damage reduction spells for each grasping hands, such as the barrier you see here, or the spirit links you'll see later. You want to save large throughput healing cooldowns for pounding, like Tranquility or Healing Tide Totem. As a Discipline Priest, we can contribute to each of these mechanics by pre-shielding the hands more than we usually might, and by spamming Prayer of Healing during the pounding more than we usually might. During the Grasping Hands phase, the tank hand will be hitting extraordinarily hard. This would be the perfect time to throw out some tank CDs, or even consider speccing into Clarity of Will for some added tank protection. You won't see me using Clarity of Will here, but I did use it on our first kill because the tank damage was so unbearably high. For the wave phase, we unfortunately can't do much as a healer. I concentrated mostly on keeping the tanks up, especially if one was in a grasping hand, and spot shielding anyone who might be clipped by a stray wave. It's on your raid members to keep themselves alive, but feel free to spam shields as a pounding will follow soon after. If you watch the Iron Reaver video, you can apply the same pounding healing strategy I mentioned with how to Prayer of Healing effectively. For anyone who missed it, Prayer of Healing is very hard to manage on spread fights like this because if you happen to target someone on the outside, you probably won't get 5 players healed with your Prayer of Healing cast. To maximize the amount of people healed per cast, we want to target either the melee or ourselves with our Prayer of Healing. We always know where the melee are, and they're always guaranteed to be within range of each other. We also always know where our own character is, so if you position yourself in the middle, like you see here, you can Prayer of Healing yourself, and you're pretty much guaranteed to hit your whole group. So for each pounding, you should pre-shield as much as you can, the ranged not in your own group. Prayer of Healing on the melee group and on yourself. For the explosive rune phase, you will generally be spot shielding anyone you see spike in health. A single rune explosion won't kill anyone, but shielding them after they pop it will ensure they don't die to something else. The tank debuff in the orange phase does not hit nearly as hard as the green one, but we still need to make sure they're topped off before they explode. A simple shield should be enough, so I would really advocate using all of your tank cooldowns in the green phase. Make sure that you continue dodging waves, continue to spam heal the poundings, and be extra active pre-shielding all of the grasping hands, and you should make it out of the orange phase with no problem. As the fight goes on, you might get some poorly timed poundings, but stay spread out and have a healing cooldown ready. If you stack up, you can see how quickly you lose HP, and you will probably die. If you can make it through to the purple phase, the boss should be in execute range, or at least close to it. Have your raid focus only on surviving and dodging the waves, and you should be able to kill the boss in time. During this last phase, in the middle of all the waves, you will be responsible for life gripping the tank. This is going to be a very similar mechanic to the Black Hand life grip. Keep an eye on the timer. It's called SWAT. When the timer gets close, ask your tank to be positioned so that they will be knocked over your head. This way they will stay in range longer and they won't be knocked away from you. As they get swatted, you can safely grip them down. That's pretty much all there is to this fight. Pre-shield the hands, spam the poundings using the special Prayer of Healing strategy I described, and always take care of your tanks. Good luck on Kormrok, and I'll see you guys at High Council.